Jesus freak here. Make some final preparations for tomorrow. And I want to point some things out here. See, there's this meme going around from the Republicans about the political rallies around the country, that they're Hate America rallies. And I think I mentioned this last time. I said, you know what? The Republicans, the rest of us who don't agree with you on a lot of political things, no, we don't hate America. We hate your vision of America. Because right now, your vision of America is looking a little bit too much like 1930s and 40s Germany. That's a dark vision of America. Most of us have a brighter vision of America. An America that actually stands for its founding ideals. An America that is about people having the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Not just a place where your particular version of Christianity gets to run roughshod over the world. Because, like I said, we know that this is an aberrant version of Christianity, or a Christianoid death cult that believes in world conquest for Jesus, and honestly doesn't seem to have a very high opinion of God, since they seem to think he's weaker than the devil and weaker than the Democratic Party. If they think that the Democrats can hinder God from doing his will, that's a pathetic little version of God they claim to worship. Base this on the last No Kings rally. I messed up the first time I tried to make that. It took 3 takes to get it right. So they're like, oh, everyone's got their nice, professionally printed signs. They must have gotten them from George Soros. Most of the people's signs I've been seeing look about like mine. Handmade. You see, I even did this one in Spanish because I figured, it's easy enough to look up a Bible verse and make sure you got the right wording. I figured that of any verse in the Bible, this is probably the one we need to see the most right now. And I redrew the one I had at the last rally. And yeah, the new one's smaller, but like I said, this toxic brew, this idea of, instead of the Republicans seeing the Democrats as people they might have some differences with, but, they're just opposition. That they're the Demon Rat Party! That they must be destroyed because they're Satanists! And applying ancient anti-Semitic tropes to them. Like the whole, adrenochrome is just the same blood libel stuff they've been blaming on the Jews for centuries. You don't act like Hillary Clinton is Elizabeth Bathory. This toxic stew, I don't know. I think it started in '73, but it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And it's getting uglier and uglier and uglier. But what I'm hoping to see, what I'm seeing on the various YouTube channels I follow, I'm seeing people realize what's going on. That there's what looks like a bunch of nihilists who just want to run everything into the ground. Honestly, this isn't a left-right thing. There's a lot of left-wing nihilism, too. We call them tankies. They're just like the far right. They just instead of claiming to be politically on the right, they claim to be on the political left, but there's no difference. They want to burn it all down and set up a fascist totalitarian dictatorship in its wake. No, I'm not talking about I'm talking about far left people doing the same thing. But it seems that some people who would normally be seen as center-right are starting to wake up and smell the napalm. And I hope they do. Because while the far left and far right are at each other's throats, it's the people close to center that get stuff done. Jesus, freak out.